6 o'clock and it's Saturday the 22nd of June, and welcome to our 6 o'clock evening Saturday news. And in the news this week, a trial reduction of charges in 3 of Dorset Council's car parks is to take place this summer and early autumn. The car parks are located in the main coastal towns, the Swannery in Weymouth, West Bay Road in West Bay and Charmouth Road in Lyme Regis. From the 1st of July until the 31st of October, the tariffs in these car parks will reduce from the current peak summer rates to the off-peak winter rates. So the rates will be up to 30 minutes 80 pence, up to an hour 1.50, up to 2 hours £2.30, up to 3 hours £3.30 and so on. And at the end of the trial on the 31st of October, the charges will remain the same but revert to the usual off-peak rate in line with the seasonal tariff changes in other Dorset Council car parks. The basis of the trial is for the council to understand the impact through numbers using the car parks, impact on the highway network and the financial impact on the council's budget. All other Dorset Council car parks charges are not affected by this trial. And the survey will also be taking place to help gather data on the use of the car parks during the trial and the impact on the local economy. There we go. It's something that has been a topic of conversation for some time, that car park charges are too high and keeping people out of our towns, particularly our holiday destinations. So hopefully this is good news and will have the desired effect. Now, an amber wildlife alert has been issued for the Dorset and Wiltshire Fire and Rescue Service area over the coming days. An amber alert means that should a wildfire be experienced, it could spark quickly and spread easily and rapidly due to the conditions. The risk is greatest on larger areas of open land such as heathlands, fields and even cliff sides. Group Manager Graham Cooley said, while the warmer weather is welcome after such a wet start to the year, it does mean the foliage will now be dry, and this can result in greater risk of fire spreading if something happens to cause a fire to ignite. We would urge anyone going out and about in our beautiful countryside this weekend to take extra care, follow our advice, particularly taking a picnic, not having a barbecue, and avoid having campfires on heathland or in woodlands. Now, tips for staying safe and stopping fires from being created and spreading are: avoid having open fires or using barbecues in the countryside. Disposable barbecues and campfires are actually banned in many parts of Dorset. Extinguish smoking materials properly and don't throw cigarette ends out of your car windows. Take them home with you. If you see a fire in the countryside, report it immediately to the Fire and Rescue Service on 999, as early detection can prevent it from developing and spreading into a larger fire and obviously affecting wildlife. When calling the Fire and Rescue Service, get to a safe place first. Note the fire's location. You can use apps such as What 3 Words if you're not sure. Call 999 and then meet firefighters at the access point if you can, to make sure they know where to go. Do not attempt to tackle these fires yourself. They can't be put out by a simple bucket of water or beating them. And if you're at a beach, do not set off flares, have campfires or light barbecues, as these can easily lead to gorse and foliage on the cliffs catching fire. Now, landowners and land managers are advised to be prepared for fires where possible and ensure that fire breaks are cut and well maintained, with any cut grasses and vegetation removed from the site. If you want more information on staying safe and enjoying the outside areas, pop along to the Dorset and Wiltshire Fire and Rescue website at www.dwfire.org.uk and search for Heath and Countryside Fires. A celebrity auctioneer will be holding a valuation day at a care home in Dorchester next month. Paul Martin, who presented BBC One show Flog It for nearly 20 years, is visiting Maiden Castle House Care Home on Gloucester Road on Wednesday the 3rd of July for a free valuation day event, which is open to members of the public. Paul, who is now head of valuations at Henry Aldridge and Son Limited, will start by giving a 30-minute talk at 11 a.m. to the care home residents, their relatives and visitors, followed by a book signing. Paul will then be providing valuations for gold, silver, paintings, pottery, china and other antiques through until 4 p.m. He will also offer the opportunity for any item to be sold at auction, with a percentage of the auctioneer's fee, known as the vendor's premium, being donated to Maiden Castle House's chosen charity, which is Wellmar Hospice, and that obviously provides care to people with life-limiting illnesses across south of Dorset. And now Norman, who lives at Maiden Castle House, said, "I'm looking forward to meeting Paul, as well as antiques. He has got an interesting background, as he's also interested in music, so I'm hoping to ask him about that. I also have a little figurine for him to look at, which belonged to my mother." Maiden Castle House, which is run by the not-for-profit charity Care South, provides specialist residential respite and dementia care. The care home features a range of communal lounges overlooking a courtyard and landscape garden for residents to enjoy, and it also has a dedicated activities team on site who organise a daily programme of events to bring residents together to socialise and build friendships. Now, there's no need to book, you can just turn up. But if you want more information about the event, you can contact Emma at the care home, and the email address is emma.norman@care-south.co.uk. That's emma.norman@care-south.co.uk. Now, councillors have been given a vision of the future extra care strategy in Dorset to support people with multiple health and care needs while remaining independent in home of their own. The strategy is designed to provide an alternative to more institutional forms of care and prioritises development of 4 new extra care housing schemes across Dorset. A key proposal is the accompanying delivery plan is to procure a strategic development partner. Dorset Council's existing role as a registered provider will also be discussed when the paper is presented to the Council's Cabinet in July. By working closely with Dorset Council, they would help fund, develop, manage and maintain new schemes on local authority sites for at least 10 years. Extra care housing is accommodation with self-contained flats and generous communal spaces. There is a commissioned 24/7 on-site care and support service, including assistive technology, available to residents. Tenants have a tenancy or lease, and they under their own fully accessible bathroom, bedroom, kitchen and living room. Extra care housing is designed to adapt to changing care needs and to the needs of people with disabilities, those who are socially excluded and people with long-term health needs. The Council has taken an evidence-based approach, considering similar schemes in other local authority areas. Key drivers for the need for extra care housing include the significant and growing older person population, currently 113,000 older residents, growing a further 32% by 2036, a 43% increase in the number of over 75-year-olds over the same period, significant rises in people with dementia, 49%, and older people with mobility challenges increasing at a level of 45%. And also an ongoing demand for suitable accommodation and support services for people aged 18 to 64 with mobility issues, learning disabilities, mental health conditions and autism. John Price, Executive Director for Adult Social Care and Housing, said the strategy supported the delivery of the Council's plan to provide a better life for Dorset residents. We know that extra care housing has the potential to transform the lives of people who live there, helping people to stay independent, to continue to be part of a community and to enjoy older age. It's about creating vibrant, safe and supportive environments where our residents can thrive. Extra care housing allows people to have their own living space, flexible care and support with help available in an emergency. It can also sometimes prevent or delay the need for a move to a care home, and it has been nationally recognised as a good quality, stable and suitable place to live is crucial to so many other aspects of health and well-being. Extra care is a great example of how housing and social care work together for the benefit of people living there, and Dorset Council are fully committed to delivering this strategy and growing our supply of excellent extra care housing. There we go. Now, Wooden Spoon, the children's charity of Rugby, is proud to announce its support for the WAVE project and its innovative surf therapy programmes with a donation of over £30,000. this significant grant will enable the pioneering initiative to continue its vital work across Dorset, the Isle of Wight, Cornwall and Scotland, harnessing the transformative power of surfing to help young people suffering from mental health challenges build confidence, reduce anxiety and improve their overall well-being. Wooden Spoon, the children's charity of Rugby, is proud. Sorry, I was repeating that. The WAVE project has a proven track record of profoundly impacting the lives of young people through its NHS recognised interventions. By providing a fun and supportive environment, the charity empowers participants to develop resilience, cultivate social skills and experience a sense of accomplishment. The Wooden Spoon's funding has been instrumental in supporting this life-changing initiative across the UK, ensuring that young people can access this unique resource. Barry Monahan at the Wooden Spoon said, "We are thrilled to support the WAVE project and its expansion. Mental health challenges among young people are a growing concern, and we believe that the surf therapy offers a creative and effective way to address these issues. By supporting the WAVE project, we aim to make a positive impact on the lives of many young individuals in communities up and down the country." Now, this week's appeal from Dorset Police. Officers investigating an assault are appealing for witnesses or anyone with information to come forward. At around 12 p.m. on Wednesday the 12th of June, a woman was walking along the Rodwell Trail and had just passed under Buxton Road when she saw four people who are known to her. It is reported that the woman aged in her 20s from Portland was assaulted by the group. She attended hospital for treatment to injuries that are not believed to be serious. Police Constable Richard Simmons of Weymouth Police said this incident occurred in the middle of the day when there may have been a number of people in the area. I would ask anyone who saw what happened and has not already spoken to the police to please come forward. In particular, I understand an elderly woman came to the aid of the victim during the incident. I'm appealing to her to please come forward so we can take her account of what she witnessed. Now, as ever, you can contact Dorset Police on 101 or by contacting the Crime Stoppers charity if you wish to give information anonymously on 0800 555 111. That's 0800 555 111. Now, the coroner for Dorset is seeking the assistance of the public to find the next of kin of a woman who died in Weymouth. Luda Marty, who was 82 years old, died at her home address in Knightsdale Road on Sunday the 9th of June. That's Luda Marty of Knightsdale Road. Her death is not being treated as suspicious and no police investigation is needed into the death. Coroner's Officer Lucy Manuel said, "We are not treating the death as suspicious. However, we have not been able to locate any next of kin. If any member of the public has any knowledge of her family members or next of kin or anyone else who might have any information, can they please contact the Coroner's Office on 01202 118 939. That's 01202 118 939. Now, Dorset Archives Trust Dorset Archives Trust this summer is holding a gala at Fars Bedminster by kind permission of John and Jenny Makepeace, and this will be on Thursday the 11th of July. This will be a very special occasion with several different experiences, the first being the opportunity to view three completely different gardens, one with topiary and rolling lawns around the house, a garden of architectural scale grasses, and the third garden being one of fruit, flowers and vegetables in profusion. Guests are then invited to view John and Jenny's collection of modern paintings and applied arts, silversmithing, ceramics, textiles and furniture from John's studio. John will speak on his career as an internationally renowned furniture designer and the research he and his archivist Gertrude Gibbons are doing at the Dorset History Centre to make these records accessible online and in preparation for a new book on his career and the philosophy of design. Dorset Archives Trust is the charitable body set up in 2009 to support the work of the Dorset History Centre. Now, the Dorset History Centre is where all the records for Dorset and across Dorset go back hundreds and in some cases thousands of years, and where they are cared for in a proper environment to make them available for the future. Now the trust its principal aims are to fundraise to assist with the purchase of documents and for archive related projects, and they encourage the donation of collections for public benefit and to promote archives and the work of the Dorset History Centre as widely as possible. Now tickets for the gala at Fars of Bedminster is £30 for Dorset Archives Trust members and £35 for non-members. It includes strawberries and cream and a glass of fizz. Guests will be welcomed at 5 p.m. by John. This event is open to members and non-members, and a limited number of tickets are available for the gala event. Now if you search for Dorset Archives Trust, then you will find their website, and you can purchase those tickets. As we said, the Dorset History Centre in Dorset is the archive service for Bournemouth, Dorset and Poole. It holds thousands of years of the county's written history, held within thousands of varied collections, the raw materials of history. And if you're doing any research into history, then it is available for you to access. And again, if you want any information on the Dorset History Centre, then do put Dorset History Centre into Google, and you will get some information. Now, a service of remembrance will be held on 2:30 on Sunday the 21st of July at Weymouth Crematorium in Quibo Lane. The 9th annual memorial service will be led by the crematorium staff and held in the Garden of Remembrance, obviously weather permitting. If the weather's poor, it will take place in the chapel. The service is free to attend, and everyone is very welcome to come along and remember all those who have passed away. The theme of the service is memories. This will be a time for reflection and meditation for the bereaved to remember their loved ones. Upon arrival, a service sheet will be provided to follow proceedings. The service will include poems and music, and there will be an opportunity to light a candle in the chapel. It will also be a time to remember and reflect on the 80th anniversary of the D-Day landings. People are invited to start gathering from 2:15 for a 2:30 start, and the service is expected to last between 45 minutes to an hour. Free refreshments will be provided by the Weymouth Salvation Army, and you are advised to bring your own chair. So that's the 12th of July. I think it was the 12th of July, wasn't it? Sorry, 21st of July at 2:15 for a 2:30 start at Weymouth Crematorium in Quibo Lane. Now, approval has been given for a stone archway from London's Fleet Street to be relocated to Portland's Tout Quarry, and you can see the stone archway entrance there on the screen. The move is part of proposals for improvements to the Quarry Sculpture Park and Nature Reserve. Plans are also underway for improving the existing pathways from Priory Corner to the Memory Stone Circle and installing geological interpretation areas within the park as part of the Green Corridor Plan. Dorset councillors have unanimously accepted the proposals at a recent planning meeting. The ideas come from the Portland Sculpture and Quarry Trust, which want to place the 7-metre arch made of Portland stone to provide a gateway into the site. The arch, which was from a well-known London building in Fleet Street, has been stored and labelled since the building was carefully dismantled, and it is ready to be brought to Portland and erected on the Portland Sculpture and Tout Quarry site. As we say, the arch comes from a dismantled listed building in London. It will be sited just beyond the tunnel entrance to the park from Wyke Street. The proposed development feels a long-standing commitment in establishing a visible arrival point to the Portland Quarries Nature Park. Wyke's councillor Kate Weller at the meeting welcomed the proposal and praised the work of the Tout Quarry Trust team. She said it is a wonderful resource for Portland and the whole county, and really does show the history of this part of Dorset and its impact worldwide. Now, the trust was formed in 1983 to save Tout Quarry from further mineral extraction and to set up a sculpture park covering more than 40 acres, which now features more than 60 sculptures and other works of art, and spaces where nature is encouraged to grow and develop. And finally, in our headlines tonight, an Armed Forces flag raising ceremony will take place at County Hall in Dorchester on Monday the 24th of June, that's this coming Monday, at 10 a.m. And the event has been marked has been organised to mark the Armed Forces Day on the 29th of June. Now, there's more information about Armed Forces Day on the national website www.armedforcesday.org.uk. The ceremony will be hosted by the Vice Chair of Dorset Council, Councillor Les Fry, and is a significant event that honours servicemen and women both past and present. It's a chance to express respect and appreciation for the vital role the armed forces play in defending our nation, both at home and abroad. Dignitaries who will attend the event include His Majesty's Lord Lieutenant, Mr Angus Campbell, the High Sheriff of Dorset, Mr Anthony Woodhouse, and the Mayor of Dorset, Councillor Robin Potter, along with other dignitaries and members of the armed forces and local associations. The ceremony will feature speeches from various individuals, including military personnel from the Royal Navy, Army and Royal Air Force. Now, Dorset has long ties with the armed forces, with serving personnel, veterans and their families being integral parts of the Dorset community. Many towns and villages in Dorset rely on servicemen and women both economically and socially while they are actively serving, and of course afterwards when they retire. The ceremony is open to the armed forces community, veterans and residents, providing an opportunity for everyone to come together and pay their respects. So that is Monday, this coming Monday, the 24th of June, 10 a.m. at County Hall in Dorchester. And that's the end of the headlines in tonight's news. It's now time in the programme to go over to our regular contributor, Andrew Wright, for this week's film review and preview.
Welcome to Wyke Regis TV film review and preview. I'm Andrew Wright. Last week, the Pixar sequel Inside Out 2 was released in cinemas as a sequel to Pixar's 2015 film Inside Out. The film revolves around the personified emotions of the young girl Riley. The film stars Amy Poehler as Riley's joy emotion, trying to navigate the onset of Riley's puberty, only for new emotions to emerge and start a coup d'etat against joy and the other emotions, led by anxiety, played by Maya Hawke. The film has done really well at the box office so far, much better than anyone expected, and it's a hit with critics and audiences. People keep posting online about how much it moved them and helped them with their own family and such. I saw the film last weekend, and I wasn't as keen on it as the other critics. I did enjoy it. I thought it was quite tense at times, but it just wasn't the first film. It wasn't as fresh or innovative. It just, honestly, the first film just felt kind of bulletproof, and the second film is just sort of like, it's not the first film. I gave the film 3.5 stars out of 5. This week, the psychological horror film Immaculate was released on home video. The film stars Sydney Sweeney as a novice American nun who travels to an Italian convent to take her vows, only for her to suddenly become pregnant by immaculate conception, which leads to increasingly sinister events within the convent over the course of the 3 trimesters. So this was my first time watching the film. I have to say, I was actually really impressed. Sydney Sweeney gives an incredible performance, just quite good. And I really like the directing and cinematography, because it made everything look great and so expansive, and actually made the film look like it cost more than it actually did. And the film had such a great, creepy tension right from the beginning, so you're just sort of on that tenterhooks which I thought was really brilliant. It did wobble in a couple of places where I just thought, okay, there's just moments where I thought, okay, this is a bit wobbly. And I definitely think it was unnecessarily gory. The same story could have worked without all the gore. Like, it didn't need it. It was just sort of like... I give the film 4 stars out of 5. I actually wanted to give it 5 stars, but, as I said, kind of wobbled a bit, and it was unnecessarily gory. There's actually been a lot of comparisons between Immaculate and The First Omen, which came out around the same time. I'll be reviewing The First Omen in August. I've never seen any of the Omen films, and I know it's on Disney+, but I'm just going to go into The First Omen in August with, like, a broad perspective, so... But yes, there's been quite a lot of comparisons drawn between the two, as they seem to be, as people saying they're very similar films. That's all I have for this week, but be sure to check back next week where I'll be previewing A Quiet Place Day 1. Now back to Gary in the studio.
Thank you very much there, Andrew, for this week's film review and preview. It's now time to go over to the Met Office and for the weekend weather forecast, and this week we are joined by Aidan McGivern.
Welcome to Wyke Regis TV film review and preview. I'm Andrew Wright. Last week...
So something has actually gone wrong there, so just bear with me a second while I try and get the right feed up. Sometimes these things happen, but we will see if we can deal with this on the fly for you. So we will try once again to go over to the Met Office and for the weekend weather forecast and Aidan McGivern.
Hi there. It's a fine weekend for most of us, and with increasingly sunny skies over the next few days, we can expect increasingly high temperatures. But for the time being, it's not entirely sunny out there. There is a fair amount of cloud around associated with a couple of weak fronts. One weak front just clearing the southeast, responsible for a few light showers across parts of East Anglia and the southeast, mostly towards the far east of London generally. Elsewhere, brightening skies, some sunshine coming through, but thickening cloud for western Scotland, western parts of Northern Ireland, where we'll see some outbreaks of light rain move in. In between, where we do get the sunshine coming through, temperatures up to 21 to 23 Celsius. So no heat wave yet, but certainly feeling pleasant enough compared with what we've experienced so far this June. Now, the weak front that I mentioned towards the northwest, that will make some progress inland across central Scotland, the rest of Northern Ireland overnight, and it'll bring some light and patchy rain. That rain and drizzle reaching Cumbria during the early hours, parts of West Wales, for example. It tends to fizzle, but it results in a lot of low cloud for northern and western England, parts of Wales, some mist and murk around coastal parts, meanwhile clearing skies for Scotland and Northern Ireland. Parts of the East Midlands, East Anglia and the South East stay clear as well, but it's going to be a slightly warmer night compared with recent nights. Temperatures mostly in the double figures, although could dip into the single figures where we get some sheltered spots and a few mist and fog patches possible first thing. More widespread mist and drizzle around the hills and coasts of Wales and the southwest. Now, inland, it's going to take some time, but inland, this cloud sheet will tend to break up and the sun will return by the afternoon. However, for many, especially across southern parts, it will be mostly cloudy for the bulk of the day, and certainly we'll see some lingering low cloud and mist around the coast, mainly the south coasts of the southwest of England. But for parts of North Wales, Northern England, Scotland, Northern Ireland, plenty of sunshine, a fine summer's day, and temperatures reaching 21, 22 Celsius generally in the north. Further south, where we do get some sun coming through, 25 Celsius possible. Now, it's really later in the day that this cloud more widely breaks up, although we'll keep some mistiness around some of these south coasts through the evening. There'll be additional cloud floating into the northwest of Scotland, perhaps some rain just skirting Lewis and Harris with a freshening breeze here. But for generally most of the UK, we've got high pressure in charge, and that's going to bring plenty more fine weather on Monday and into Tuesday. As that high drifts to the east, We'll see this plume of warmth arrive from the continent and increasingly high temperatures, up to 30 Celsius in one or two spots by Wednesday. So some summer sunshine, increasing temperatures, very high UV in places, also high pollen levels. So we'll keep you updated right here at the Met Office.
Thank you very much, Aidan. We got to you in the end there. Sorry for the technical difficulties in bringing that to you at the start. Now let's have a look at our weather widget for us down here on the south coast. And as you can see, Aidan was saying about temperatures possibly up to 30, but with that coastal breeze we can certainly expect temperatures of 22 and 23 and possibly above this week. Doesn't look like we're going to get much rain, and the possibility of thunders and lightning as ever when we get these humid sets of weather. Right, so let's see what's happening in the days and weeks ahead. First of all, as usual, we'll turn to Weymouth Pavilion. Rumours of Fleetwood Mac on the 26th of June. A country night in Nashville, 4th of July. Celine, My Heart Will Go On, 11th of July. 14th of July, the Beach Boys tribute show. And 25th of July, the Magic of Motown. That's just a selection of some of the shows at the Pavilion. To find out all of the shows and to book tickets, do go online, weymouthpavilion.com. And if you want to book tickets, you can also ring the box office on 01305 783 225. Now, turning to the Know That Fort. This weekend, it's World War II weekend, and that continues tomorrow, the 23rd of June. Acoustics on the Terrace on the 7th of July, Victorian weekend at 20th and 21st of July, and Pause for Fort on the 29th of September. More details on those events and anything else happening at the Knowth Fort on knowthfort.org.uk. Turning to Arts Reach, performances coming up in South and West Dorset include 30th of June, Hansel and Gretel, Opera in a Box at Lichfield Matravis. 1st of August, Love Riot at Ibberton Village Hall. 8th of August, the Story Down Adventures in Storyland at Lytton Cheney Community Hall. More information on these performances and other performances throughout Dorset through to the autumn. Pop along to artsreach.co.uk. That's artsreach.co.uk. Now, Weymouth Drama Club will be performing the comedy Delilah Swim Club at the Bay Theatre, Weymouth College, from the 27th to the 29th of June. It's a play set in the US and tells the story of 5 women who in their college swim team end up forging a friendship that spans decades. Tickets are £17.50 and the box office number is 0333 666 3366. Wonderful number that, 0333 666 3366. Abbotsbury and Portsham are celebrating their millennium this year. Both were granted manors in 1024 by King Canute. There will be a host of events to mark the millennium, running from now through to the end of the year in November, December, and it will celebrate the millennium and the villages through the ages. So pop along to their specific website, nice and easy website to remember, map24.org, map24.org, map24.org. Now, a week of events, trips and talks will be taking place this summer to celebrate the life of Thomas Hardy. The Thomas Hardy Conference 2024 will run from the 27th of July to the 3rd of August in partnership with Dorset Town Council. Now, most activities will be held in the United Church in South Street, Dorchester. And if you want more information on that, and there are so many, I couldn't even tell you, we'd be here for 5 or 10 minutes. There are so many talks, readings, and different things going on over that week. So you do need to look at their website if you're interested in anything Thomas Hardy. So go on to Google and search for Thomas Hardy Society and then look under their events tab and you will see the Hardy Conference 2024. Now, Church Ale at All Saints Church. It is as it sounds. It is an event where you'll be able to go and have a beer at the church in Wyke, Regis, and A church ale was a very traditional event that used to be run by church wardens to raise money for the church with beer that they brewed themselves. Now, Jeff Rivers from All Saints Church has produced a little video to tell us about the church ale event and Teddy Zipwire.
Hello there. I have some more information about the Midsummer Church Ale and the Super Teddy Bear Zip Wire event in the church grounds on Saturday, 20th July, between 2 and 6 o'clock. But first let me get someone to explain what a church ale event is. We have to travel back in time to the Middle Ages.
Let me tell you all I know about a church ale. I don't know much. The people you really need to ask are Gary Hepburn or Jeff Thomas. A church ale was a method by which ale was brewed by the church, originally by the monks, and then sold to the villagers to raise funds from the church. Very much like what we are doing today. Today, not so much monks, more like Watneys.
We look forward to see you all, with lots of teddy bears.
Remember, it starts at 2 o'clock. Let's hope it doesn't rain.
There we go, that's the church ale event there in Wyke, Regis. I think that the date is it's the weekend of the 21st or something like that, but we will remind you the date next week. I haven't got it down on my sheet here, but it's basically a fun day for the whole family. You can sit on the lawn, have a beer, have a picnic, listen to some music, send your teddy down the zip wire, and have a general nice relaxing afternoon in the local community here at Wyke, so you don't need the car, nice and easy to walk to and to get to. Now, staying with the church services tomorrow are 8 a.m. communion service at All Saints, 9:30 a.m. Communion service at All Saints, and 11 o'clock a service at St Edmund's Church, Lane House. Now that almost brings us to the end of this week's programme. Just to let you know that our Saturday evening quiz will be on at 7:30 this evening. If you would like to join us, you'd be very welcome. It is free, it is family and community friendly. Anybody is welcome to join us. It will be on the same feed as this news. It will start promptly at 7:30. The feeds will be up by 7:20, so it's nice and easy for you to find. That brings us to the end of this week's programme. If you have any news or stories or information on events for us, do drop us a line at news@wykeregis.tv. We would love to hear from you, and we can share that with viewers on our future programmes. I hope you have a glorious weekend. It's absolutely superb out there now. It's really warm and sunny, and hopefully that is going to continue for the week ahead. And I look forward to being back with you next weekend for another news programme. Good night.